I hope you enjoy it. This is Dick Whitney from Southbridge, Mass. And this is my first attempt at merging a slideshow presentation with an audio file of the 1955 flood. And the portion in this presentation, which is about 9 minutes, is from a recording that Bob Haynes, a family friend, made on WESO at home on a reel-to-reel tape recorder. And I've merged it with pictures that my father and others that credited at the end took in the flood of 1955 and how it devastated Southbridge. I hope you enjoy it.
3-shot blast, and the people of Southbridge are urged that this is an emergency purpose. This is an emergency purpose. The bridge at the Western Main Street is over. The water is pouring over the wall on West Street. All people on that area are urged to go to the high points of the town. The Globe section, people living in the Globe section from River, the Lower Pleasant Street, Walcott, and Plimpton Street are asked to go up Pleasant Street or 5th Street. Those are the only streets that are passable in that area. On the Main Street side of River Street, Upper Pleasant Street, go towards Sturbridge. Go up Pleasant Street towards Sturbridge. If you happen to live in the area in back of Ames Worcester Street, your best bet is to go up through Pine Street. These bulletins come from Chief of Police Ovi DeRozier, and they are coming in, as far as he knows, the roads that are passable. And if anyone living in the Mechanic Street area who is stranded now, if you can possibly make it up through Charlton Street, up towards Page Hill. And if you live on the AO side down by North Street, you're reminded that the rotary on East Main Street is completely underwater. So that's not possible there at all. And the only best bet for people in that area, says the chief, is to try to get to higher ground to get up on the 2nd or 3rd floor of your building. This is an emergency purpose. Southbridge is in real trouble. Once again, the blast you heard on the fire alarm just a moment ago is an evacuation blast, a series of shot blasts issued by the Chief of Police, Ovi DeRozier, warning that this is an emergency evacuation bulletin. The bridge on the corner of Western Main Street, the water is pouring out of the wall. We don't know how long the bridge will last down in that area. Bob, anything?
No, we do have a family. On Charlton Street in Sturbridge that are marooned, and there are 3 small children, and they would like some help getting out of there. However, the police department is taking care of it just as quickly as they can, and they are in no immediate danger. Wherever you are, just be calm. Even though it may appear a bit frightening, be calm, take it easy, and I'm certain we'll have help to you. When I say we, I'm speaking about the police department, the fire department, civil defense workers, and Red Cross officials, and everyone involved. So just don't get excited, as difficult as it may appear to be so. Those of you, please don't get out and sightsee, because in so doing, you will be hindering rescue operations. So please stay in your homes. If we need your help, we'll get in touch with you.
Okay, Bob, but just repeating that, of course, there are no business or retail operations in town in Southbridge today. That is a definite a must. There's no question about it. That comes from the Chief of Police. All business and retail operations have been canceled in Southbridge today. Sightseeing is hindering the rescue operation. It's extremely important to the police, fire, and civil defense that you do not go out walking or driving. Please stay indoors.
One other point, we made this announcement earlier, and I think perhaps we've exhausted the supply, but if there is anyone that has a boat that is within the area, your boat can be used. If you'll please make your way to Foley's News on Main Street. If you have a boat on a trailer that can be moved, that boat can be used. The police department will direct you to where it should be used. If you will just call, or rather get it to Main Street in front of Foley's News, they'll direct you to the place where the boat is needed the most.
Okay, Bob, but now let's slowly repeat these bulletins that we received from Chief DeRozier about the different sections of town for evacuation purposes. As you know, the series of shot blasts that you heard on the fire alarm system just a short moment ago means that it's an evacuation period. And the water is pouring over the bridge down by West Street there. All people of that area are urged to go to the high points of town. If you live in the Globe section around River Street, Lower Pleasant Street, Walcott, or Plimpton Street, you should go up Pleasant or Fisk Street. Those are the 2 streets in that area that seem to be passable at the present time. On Main Street, this side of River Street, you should go up Pleasant Street towards Sturbridge if you're planning to evacuate. Up Pleasant Street towards Sturbridge. And these bulletins are coming in. The police department cruising cars are checking all these points, checking the roads that are passable. Of course, there is water on all the streets in town, but some roads can become passable for emergency purposes. If you're in back of Ames Worcester, go up towards Pine Street, along the area near Ames Worcester. Mechanic Street, that area is pretty well washed out down there. If you can make it up through Charlton Street up towards Page Hill, and down around North Street, the Rotary, down along there, the Rotary on East Main Street is completely underwater.
Just a moment. We have a report that the Denison Street area is high and dry, and folks can head up there. We do suggest, however, that you proceed to the evacuation centers that have been set up. We have no report as to how long the rain is going to continue, and should it continue throughout the day, you would best be in a location where we can take care of you, both insofar as food and shelter is concerned. So that we advise that you not go out and sit in your cars and wait for the thing to get over. Latest weather forecast says that this is going to last until noontime at least, and probably a little bit longer, although the rain may not be as heavy. So we do advise you to go to the centers that have been set up. Most public halls have been opened. The police department, the town hall, we understand, is getting a little bit crowded. The YMCA is open. Redmen's Hall is open, like new cleaners. VFW Hall, WESO studios are open to you if you'd like. However, there are high areas, as the lady who has just called has told us, and that was once again, please. Denison Drive, Denison Lane, off West Street. Fine. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, bye-bye.
Okay, Bob, now let's quickly run down a list of the places that are open for people in this area to go to. And the emergency operation is now underway. Like new cleaners is now open for the day for people in the area down around Central Street. There's no work for the employees, but the establishment will be open. And Louis Chapari announces that there'll be coffee and donuts served down there for anyone coming down.
Toward Webster eventually leads into the French River. All people in Oxford, so far as is known, have been evacuated. Anyone in the area wishing transportation, however, may call any of these numbers. Oxford 72050 72333 or 78613. Transportation is available at the town hall. You may get transportation by calling any of these numbers. Once again, we'll repeat them. Oxford 72050.
This is in regard to the fact that the dam is out in Oxford.
78613. Breakfast is being served at the town hall as well. Once again, we repeat, the dam at Texas Village on Route 20 in Oxford, or in the Oxford area, has gone out. The water is heading toward Webster. We will keep you posted as to the details. While we're calling back and forth between civil defense posts in Worcester, Boston, Springfield, and Hartford, also news agencies and other emergency organizations. So please do not use your telephones any more than is absolutely necessary.
Has burst. In Charlton, on Mill Pond, 20 families were evacuated. No one was injured. The minor dam burst on the Mill Pond in Charlton. 20 families evacuated. No one injured. Wound and seeking shelter at the town hall or the police station may go there. All people urged to stay off the highways. Redmen's Hall will be open at 9 o'clock this morning for emergency. Anyone wishing to get down to Redmen's Hall for emergency purposes can do so at 9 o'clock. Romanian Hall is now open. Coffee being served. VFW Hall is now open. The FOE Hall on Central Street is open. YMCA is open. The Notre Dame Hall is open. Cohasset Country Club open. The Red Cross headquarters at Town Hall is open, and also the Baptist Church, as we mentioned previously. And Police Chief Ovi DeRogers announced that the flood emergency evacuation is now underway, and there is no business or retail operations in Southbridge today because of the severe flood conditions. Sightseeing is hindering the rescue operations. Please remain indoors. Keep off the street. Do not drive your car. Please do not walk around. Please stay in your home today. People who have motors of any kind in their cellars, please do not try to run them. You might stand a possibility of a short circuit. Wait until the motor dries out.
Well, this is Dick Whitney here again, and just following up and reminding you that what you just listened to was the actual broadcast from 1955, and it was submitted to me by family friend Bob Haynes, who now lives in Florida, but at the time lived in Sturbridge and was recording on reel-to-reel. That was track 5. I have many more tracks and more we saw broadcasts to share, but that one was the most dramatic, and it goes well with the pictures that I'm trying for this presentation. Again, now the pictures, many were from Don Whitney, my father, and I'm donating those to the Optical Heritage Museum, which is becoming quite active. Also, Emily Faxon slides, Bill Kroll, Carl Houghton, submitted by his son Jim at the time a number of years ago. Many of this presentation was prepared in 2003 for a talk I gave at the Southbridge Hotel. That was with Merle Bassett from the Army Corps of Engineers, and I also have pictures from Russell St. Laurent and Alphonse Momini, supplied by Margaret Morrissey at the Jacob Edwards Library. I have many more pictures and so forth. If you want to go on DickWhitney.net or OpticalHeritageMuseum.org, you'll find it, or I suspect if you found this, it may be on YouTube, in my Dick Whitney section of YouTube. You can see the devastation was significant. A lot of it was down in Charlton Street, as you're seeing now. The Charlton Street area was, and I know AO was under 15 feet of water, and it almost closed down American Optical facility. This is a Don Whitney picture that we have here of a triple-decker and the devastation and debris. I'm told the smell was atrocious, and people had that. This is a 3-decker near Charlton Street on Mechanic Street, and you can see devastation was significant there. I have a lot of stories. This kind of gives a summary. This slide gives a summary of devastation. But I'd like to give special thanks to Bob Haynes and the WESO broadcast, Don Whitney, Emily Faxon, Bill Kroll, Jim Houghton, Paul Quatteau, Army Corps of Engineers.